Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Love, and my colleague Joan Labay-Marquez. We are presenting on using Photovoice in classrooms, a collaborative, innovative way to engage students to critically think about applications of research and practice in a real world setting during the COVID-19 pandemic. At the end of this session, all the participants will be able to identify the use, advantages, and disadvantages of using Photovoice in various disciplines. And then secondly, incorporate steps to use Photovoice in the courses or continuing education workshops that all of you teach as assignments. One of the key questions that we are facing is how do you engage and empower our students in various modality of teaching? And as you know, the traditional way of teaching face-to-face and also hybrid and of course online, which all of us have experienced, we want to engage our students. And one great way to engage our student is using Photovoice. So how did we, so me and my colleague, incorporate Photovoice in our courses? And we actually had an opportunity to incorporate Photovoice in a number of our courses. We have graduate courses in higher education law, legal issues and student affairs, introduction to inquiry and research, organization theory and culture, dissertation writing, and more. Each classes are roughly about 8 to 15 students, and we were able to conduct this from March 2020, the beginning of the pandemic, until now.
Okay, and we use the show ed questions as prompts, so the students could respond to those questions that would explain their rationale in terms of why they chose the pictures that they took. The questions that the methodology gives us, it gives the students an opportunity to reflect on the reasons why they chose that particular picture. So they were required to have a response to each one of these questions for each picture that they chose. So some examples from our classes, I have included one of the ones that our veteran students had done in terms of disabilities that they endure as post-war veterans was the post-traumatic stress disorder that many of our students experience. And the pictures that this student included were images from a brand new student engagement center that the university had built. Another another project that we had done with my class is we talk about different issues in higher education law, and one of the issues we cover is Title IX. And so students were given the opportunity to select that topic so they could have a better understanding of the law in this area. So they were able to learn about the Title IX issues from a victim's standpoint. A third class that we had done in higher education law is I had them put together compassion in law, and that was a very dramatic class because teaching legal issues in higher education can be very controversial.
So another class that we use Photovoice is Introduction to Research. Students are asked to pick a topic that they feel passionate about. And as you could see in some of the pictures that you see, and one of the first questions that they answered was the military, also with children, as well as organization. Another class that we use Photovoice is Organization Theory and Culture. And as we know in public health work, organization and working in teams and leadership is very important. And the students were able to take photos of the organizations and also the population or sample that they felt passionate about.
So some of the advantages and disadvantages of using the Photovoice project came to light over the course of the different classes that we had constructed. But specifically, and this is not an inclusive list, these are just some of the main ones. In terms of advantages, it really gave us an opportunity for the students to share perspectives that they had in terms of what they saw through their lens and through their pictures and the information that they shared in their reflections. Some disadvantages for our students, we are a part-time program, so our students are working full-time during the day. Our classes are in the evening. So time constraint was one of a common theme of problems that we would have with students having the time to be able to participate as well as they wanted to. Another disadvantage was the misperception by students where they would pick a particular photo or take a particular photo thinking that that was going to be pleasing to the instructor or to their classmates. And so that was one of the things that we definitely had discussions with the students to make sure they understood that the photos they chose were personal, reflective of them and the lens in which they were looking through.
Lessons learned that we want to share with all of you is the fact that we do have to focus on some of the triggers depending on what topic. And as you saw, we had a whole array of classes that we use the photo voice in. Also the biases. I know all of us want to say we don't have any biases, but it's important to recognize and also address some of the biases that we may see in us and others while taking photos and discussing them, and also creating that safe space for the students to discuss this, especially in a virtual setting, as well as face-to-face and hybrid. And also thank everyone for listening to our presentation. And if you have any questions or comments, and if you want to contact us, here are information. Feel free, and any questions, please leave them in the comments section and we'll get back to you. Thank you again, and take care.